Hello, everyone. Welcome to Heart Center Tarot. As always, my name is Marina, and I will be your guide for this portion of the journey. And I have with me Michelle Marie from Astrological Tarot. Hey, Michelle.
Hi, it's so good to be here and be with you, Marina. It's an honor. Thank
Aw,
you.
thank you so much. I love having you on. It's always such a good time and, good energy and all that kind of stuff. So really, really, really looking forward to anything and everything that might come up today. So whatever that might be,
Mhm.
we'll go with it. So I think the notices just went out, so we should start hopefully seeing people coming in.
Oh, yeah.
And in the meantime, I will say hello to some of the folks that are in here. Book Bewitched, hello, Book. She was here early. Rose Blue, excellent. I don't know how many of us who changed, but many people moved into Canada. Okay. I just got home, went to the poll place, wrong one. Yeah. You know what? You really have to watch those polling places and where you're supposed to go and all. Yeah, because they're going to mess around with even with the primaries. Yeah.
Mm.
And Willow Love, hello, Willow Love. Barbara Nesper, nice to see you. Okay. Book Bewitched just found her birth certificate after 60 years. Woohoo! Nice. Debbie Joyce, welcome, welcome. And for those of you that haven't said hello, that are just kind of sitting back in the shadows watching, welcome.
That's usually me, so I get it.
Yeah,
I watched like 4 shows today and I didn't comment on any of them. It was
I
just like I
know.
just wanted to watch. So
Yeah, sometimes I want to hear the readings. I want to listen
Mhm.
to what's going on, but I'm doing my nails or I'm doing
Mhm.
something else,
Or making
right?
dinner
So
or yeah, exactly. We're multitasking. We're women. That's what we do.
yeah,
So,
exactly. More than one thing. Yeah,
yep.
totally. Hey, Colorful Insight. Hey, Sylvia.
Oh,
Nice to
hey,
see you
Sylvia.
here. All
I need to have
righty.
Sylvia on my channel. She's fantastic. Love her.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. And
Oh, Rose Blue.
yeah, hello, Rose Blue. So, what have we got going on in the transits?
Well, today we've got a big one, guys. Whenever I see Ketu and Mars together in a person's chart, what this tells me is that they were a child of war or had multiple past lifetimes where they were involved in war. And every chart that I've read confirmed. So, I've done hundreds of them. So, no, thousands, dang. Okay, so basically today we have a Mars Ketu, which is the South Node conjunction, and this is in sidereal Capricorn. So this can really enhance our spiritual insights, but it leads to a detachment from material desires and artistic inspiration. So basically, when I see these guys together, what it does is it creates impulsive actions. It creates conflicts from heightened aggression. Um, and the reason I said artistic is because Venus is doing some stuff with
Mm.
Ketu as well. But the main thing that is going on here is that it's a lot of aggressive energy. It's pointing out things we've overlooked. Just to give you guys an example, I was wondering how this was going to manifest today, and our car died in the Costco parking lot. So I'm glad to be here. But I married a triple Capricorn, and so he had a jump like kit in the car and got us home. So yeah, he's Mr. Practical Artha Yoga, which means practical yoga, and I'm just so glad to have him in my life. But
Nice.
one of the best things that you can do is wear red coral or red today, because that can kind of help with the aggressive energies in the environment, and just be wary of anything that you could have missed and see that as a lesson. Like if like you missed a bill, or it depends on what house it occurs in. And that can kind of tell you
Mhm.
where you're might be missing things that need your attention. And
Yeah.
then we have Mercury entering Pisces. And what that is going to do, and that is on March 7th. And so he's debilitated in Pisces because Mercury is all about the IQ and Pisces is all about the EQ. IQ is the intelligence quotient and EQ is the emotional quotient. So if you ever meet really, really smart guys, like my husband and I literally live like down the street from Microsoft. And so there's a lot of really high IQ kind of people walking around. And they tend to be very mercurial, like they're very up in their head. We call it, they're kind of like a floating head. You know, they're geniuses. They're thinking of coding and projects and things like that. But the EQ, like, you know, should I smile at this person when I'm talking to them, or should I do that? Is a
Yeah.
little low because the IQ took over the EQ, which runs in my husband's family. They're full of engineers, and so when Mercury is in Pisces, he's got a really high EQ. When he's in something like Gemini or Virgo, he's got a higher IQ. And so what this can kind of give us is it can cause some confusion regarding scattered thinking because we're not quite here, but it really nurtures creativity, intuition, and empathy. So
Nice.
Vedic remedies can be reciting Mercury's mantras, wearing emerald gemstones, practicing mindfulness. Collectively, there can be some disruptions in communication on Friday. So actually, this would be Thursday, I believe. Yeah, Thursday. So, but this energy will encourage a lot of compassion and understanding amongst our communities. So just strive for clarity and patience during this period and focus on those creative solutions instead of focusing on any kind of setbacks that can arise from this because people aren't really seeing eye to eye. And then we have Venus entering Aquarius. Oh, there it is. We have Venus entering Aquarius, and that's going to be till March 31st. And this is also on March 7th. So we have a double transit on that day.
Nice.
And this can bring a lot of originality, humanitarian values, unconventional romantic expression. There can be a tendency toward detachments or unpredictability in our relationships. So just be aware of that. And you can chant Venus's mantra if you're feeling a little detached during that day. You can wear diamonds because that's Venus's gemstone, of course. You can practice acts of kindness or donate if you're feeling the compulsion. And but basically, this is going to encourage a lot of social reform, innovation, appreciation for diversity, because that's what Aquarians are all about. And just embrace your uniqueness, seek connections based on those shared ideals, and remain open-minded to different perspectives over the next month, because that's going to create some
Yeah.
really beautiful and harmonious interactions and societal progress. So those are just a few of the things coming, but yeah, kind of gives us an
Nice.
idea of what it's like when we step out of our house. Because you never know what
Yeah.
you're going to get these days. So,
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of people are really they are reacting to the energies. I really am starting to pay attention more and more because people are reacting before they're even thinking,
mhm.
right?
It's
So
impulsive. Yeah, that's the
yeah,
Ketu Mars
absolutely.
conjunction going on right now too. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
indicative because Ketu's headless, and Mars
Mhm.
is all about impulsivity. So it's literally
Yeah.
like a warrior with his head cut off running around. It's
Yeah.
it's a crazy energy.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything. Totally. Totally. Hey, Sherry, voices from the swamp. Hi, Ness. Nice to see you
Yay!
here.
I
And
get to
yeah.
read with Sherry on Saturday. I'm excited for that.
Oh,
I know. I
excellent.
know.
Excellent. That is wonderful. And I just want to say Rose Blue, she's having a beer she got on the way home because she's had one heck of a day.
That would be the Ketu Mars conjunction, honey. Like we went through it too. I'm
Yeah.
surprised that we got home. So
Yeah.
it's yeah, I even like got my Capricorn mug out for the show. I'm so thankful for my Capricorn.
Nice. Yeah, she said, yeah, she tried to go vote. She went to wrong places and yeah, Uber sent her all over the place. So yeah, she didn't get to vote, but she
Oh,
tried. Well, you tried.
you did.
That's all you could do. Yeah, you tried. And yeah, Sylvia said earlier that yeah, she loves to collaborate with you.
Aw.
And yeah, Sylvia, reach out to me. We can do something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read with her on Colleen's channel. She's great. Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and Willow Love said, yeah, my phone died on me last night and it was working again today. Like I thought I was going to have to get a new phone. Yeah, electronics will do weird things with these energies as well. So
Makes you wonder if it was in your second or third house, Willow love. So that would be your look at your ascendant and see where the Ketu Mars conjunction is taking place in Capricorn. So just count
Mm,
from the houses, and that'll tell you.
perfect.
So
Perfect.
and lots of love to you, Willow love. She sent me a beautiful email. So just sending you love.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, lovely. Hello, and Sharon Saib. Hello, Sharon Saib. Thank you for being here. Thank you for posting. Yeah, the information on the channels. That is wonderful. And Sherry, I hope you're having a good time. Jess Re. Hello, Jess Re. So, yeah, it's Super Tuesday. So there's a lot of primary voting um, going around. And yeah, some people are happy, some people are not so happy. And some of the things that I'm hearing, I just honestly, there are times today that I know I sat in front of the computer and kind of went, like, seriously? Are you saying that out loud?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I got so anxious after Nikki Haley won the District of Columbia. I went to my cards again. She still got the emperor. She could still beat Joe Biden if she's the Republican candidate, according to my cards, but we'll see.
Yeah. Well, yeah, well,
this is a woman who put a Confederate flag outside her house, so I'm not really jazzed about that. So I'm like, you're a woman of color. Like, look in the mirror. Yeah. It's like Clarence Thomas. Look in the mirror, buddy. Yeah,
exactly. It's there. They really like to. They take advantage of the things that work for them. So when it's to their benefit to be a man or woman of color to get some of the benefits, they're okay. They just don't want anyone else to get that. Right after they've taken advantage of it, it's like, well.
So do you know who Reverend Al Sharpton and Reverend Jesse James are? Okay,
Yes.
so there was a really good interview that they both did. And they basically got together and said, we got to meet this Clarence Thomas because this brother, we're trying to figure out what this brother is about. Is he like on the DL trying to get us the stuff behind the scenes? Or is he just like, they have a word for it. I'm not going to say it. So they met with him and they said, okay, let's see if he's a brother or not. And they're talking to him. And Reverend Al Sharpton, I think he said this on Morning Joe too, because he's the main guy there. And he literally said, dude thinks he's white. No, he goes, physiologically, when this man looks in the mirror, he does not see his skin color. He literally thinks he is a white, rich frat boy with blonde hair and blue eyes. I have never had, he goes, that was the strangest meeting to date. He goes, and it's been like 20, 30 years since he had this meeting with him. I've ever had with anyone in office, anyone of color or beyond. He said it was so strange. He goes, he just didn't see it. He goes, and Jesse asked some good questions, and it was like he just did not understand that he was one of us. He considered himself to be a white rich boy. It was I just went, okay, there are some people that just don't.
Yeah,
they're just that much up in the Seven of Cups, that head in the clouds. They're not paying attention. I don't know.
Yeah. There was a Steve Martin movie out years and years and years ago, and I can't remember what it was called, but it starts off with him talking about his childhood. And here he is. He's clearly a white boy. He is with a colored family, and he starts off by saying, I grew up a poor black boy. And it's like, no, you didn't.
No.
And what a shock it was to him when the family pointed out to him that, no, honey, you ain't black, you're white, baby, you're white. No, I'm not.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, I could see Clarence Thomas.
Well, and Dave Chappelle did a whole skit on that. I don't know if you've ever watched Dave Chappelle, but he has a skit where he plays a Ku Klux Klan member, and he's a black blind man, but he takes the thing off. He's like he gets this huge crowd around him, and all the wizards and dragons are out there, and he's just going, and saying horrible racist things. And then he takes his hood off and goes, I'm not afraid to show my face. And then the whole crowd's like,
Yeah.
James
Yes,
falls
I've
flat.
seen that.
So it's like, that's
Same.
kind of what it reminded me of. It's just like, dude, look in the mirror. Like, I
Yeah.
feel the same way about Nikki Haley. I'm like, I know you have a uterus, you know? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Oh, I've seen it. Rose Blue Socket. Yeah, it's a great
yes.
segment.
Yes. Yeah.
Especially he was on the porch playing the banjo and he takes the hood off. It's just, oh,
Yeah.
it's sad that that's
And
relevant.
you
But
know what? It scares me with Nikki Haley that she has said she would pardon Trump.
yeah, she did. That's another reason
And
I'm not happy with that. So,
yeah. Yeah. I yeah. Yeah. I don't want to see her anywhere near the White House. Anywhere near. And anyway. So yeah, that's today's energy, and I can't wait to see what, once all the polling and everything is closed, who comes out where and
oh yeah.
and what they do. And I think I think with her, she's not hanging in there to win.
Mhm.
She's hanging in there. Yes, Rose Blue, the jerk, Steve Martin.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. She's hanging in there waiting for Trump to keel over. And then by default, she's it.
That's what I think could happen, because I don't think Biden's got enough Democrats on his side. I mean, I really, really hope that they could have like a backup or something, or that Kamala would come out in public more often and do some, like, this is everything we're doing.
Yeah.
Or, oh, I would have killed to see Kamala debate Donald Trump, but it just never happened. You know, I was hoping she was like getting in for the 4 years with Biden, and then he would kind of pass the baton. That's what I was hoping for, but it didn't happen. And I'm thinking, because I think Kamala could beat Nikki Haley on the Democrat side. She could beat her. I don't think Joe Biden can, unfortunately. That's just an opinion, though. But I want him to win. But
I know. We have to be realistic. I mean, you know,
polls, yeah. The math just doesn't add up right now. It could, but
yeah. We'll have to see. We'll have to send out a lot of really, really good energy to get this, because it's imperative that the Democrats keep the White House. It's imperative that they get the House of Representatives and the Senate, so that we can finally start seeing some things being codified, some things being put in the Constitution that are going to stay and be permanent, like Roe v. Wade. Yeah. So, yeah, those are all important, really, really important, and
they're life and death.
They
And
are.
what people don't realize is that the reversal of Roe v. Wade ended Planned Parenthood throughout 33 states, and that was the only healthcare available to middle class and under women.
Yes.
Because I don't know about you, but I was a school teacher for many years, and I had full benefits, full time. I worked for the government, and I had to pay out of pocket for OBGYN. And I went to Planned Parenthood when I was low, because it's like, okay, I've got to get my PAP, or I've got to get my birth control pills, or I've got to get this, and I can't afford it on a teacher's salary, not with, where I was living. And so I relied on Planned Parenthood as a full-time government employee, woman in my 20s with a master's degree. I needed them because I couldn't afford some of the medications. And so, like, not getting pregnant. So, when they did that, I just saw, imagine something more serious. Imagine that you have an ovarian cyst, or that you have an ectopic pregnancy, or that you're bleeding out, or that you need some cervical cancer screen. They just basically condemned women to death by doing that. That's the way I look at it. And Ness actually makes a really, really good point. He just read the article, Michelle, I'm reading an article about Al Sharpton and Clarence Thomas, 1995. The sentiment is that he doesn't think to take on the plights of Black people, but everyone. So he's a psychopath. Holy cow. Yeah, I just saw an interview, I think it was Al Sharpton on Morning Joe, and then I saw another one where he was talking to Bill Maher, and then he had a separate conversation with Clarence Thomas. So he's met more than once, but yeah, that's the 95 one. Interesting.
Wow. There are so many things in the system that need to be revamped, that need to be redone.
If you believe in the plight of anyone on the planet, why are you a Supreme Court judge?
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, it's funny that I I know there's a part of me that I understand what is going on. I understand that we have to go through this so that we can identify who needs to be replaced, what needs to be replaced, and the best way to do that. And the only way is by going through this. But
Mhm.
oh man, some days are a little tougher than others.
Oh, I hear you. And
You
Jess Re
know?
says, "My daughter has an implant, a birth control implant, and she can't get it out because she doesn't have insurance." That's what I'm talking about. It's stuff like that. It's the stuff that our
Yeah.
insurance doesn't cover. And if you are a full-time government employee in the United States of America, reproductive health care for women is not covered. Men are. They're covered. We're not. You can buy Viagra via your
Oh, absolutely.
So,
Yeah,
but we go in for cervical screening, PAPs, that kind of stuff. Not all of that is covered depending on what kind of plan you've got. So,
yeah. And I think a lot of those old white men who are making the decisions, they kind of tend to fall into that same category as a lot of the leadership in China when they had the one child rule,
mhm.
right? Um, and it was a solution to a problem, but it wasn't a long-term solution. And they didn't think long-term what is going to happen and whatnot. So now they've got really extremely low birth rates. Um,
The transgender count is through the roof because there are far more boys than girls. And they're and
exactly.
yeah, and I'm not saying that that's what causes transgenderism, but
No.
I actually studied a lot about this when I was getting my I got to have a master's in education, but part of that was we had to take classes in adolescent psychology, and so we studied the human brain as it develops and things like that. And where was I going with that? It'll come back to me in a second. The Key to Mars thing has me a little scared today. um,
Oh, please. I almost burnt the house down
oh,
today.
jeez. Well, Ketu and Mars rule fire, so that would actually make a lot of sense that almost happened today.
Yeah, I'd started cooking supper and I chopped up the onion
Mhm.
and I turned on the oil
Yes.
so that, I could get get the onions in there to saute them and hey, Heather.
We're talking about women
And
almost burning our house
just
down.
yeah, just as I was moving the tray with the onions on it when my son called. And I had asked him before he left the house if he could stop off and pick up one of my prescriptions for
Mhm.
me. So it was him on the phone, and he said, well, did the pharmacy call? Is it ready to go? And I said, I'm pretty sure it is. But yeah, he said, well, could you double check? Because I don't want to go all the way there only to find out. I said, yeah, okay. So I get off the phone with him, totally forget what I'm doing at the stove, right?
Mm.
Turn around, call the pharmacy. Hey, how's it going? Because I know the pharmacist, so I'm chatting with her. And yeah, okay, yeah, I'll tell him to go. And so I get off the phone, I send him a text. And then all of a sudden something said, take a look, take a look. And I went, and I mean, there's smoke. This oil is hot. So I had to pick up the pot, move it off the element, yeah, turn the fan on, open the window in the kitchen, and just thought to myself, where was
It
your head?
it happened in your 4th house of real estate, and Ketu's headless. So your headless moment is pay attention. You've got too many things going on, pay attention. So with your 4th house, it was yeah, that's awesome that it did that. So,
There you
wow.
go.
Oh, so
There
we were
you
talking
go.
about, the okay, so
Yeah.
transgender,
Yes.
so when I was, studying this, I had one of my best teachers, ever. His name was Dr. David Macy. He went to the University of Puget Sound. He's not there anymore. But he was openly gay man, and he was really big into gender studies and women's studies, and he incorporated that into his curriculum. It was amazing. But I really got into just studying animal because I was also a biology major, studying animal behavior and like seeing how that factored into what we're seeing in our human genome, because genomes are genomes.
Yeah.
And I did a whole study on the Japanese crane. And the reason I chose that animal is because a lot of scientists throughout the world have detected homosexual activity between male cranes in that when the population becomes too big. So when the population goes through a boom, when my husband was born, there was around 2 billion people on the planet. Now there's almost 8. So we've grown exponentially. And I believe that these are humans that are taking on souls to basically stop the destruction of the planet and of the genome, because the planet's going to be fine, but we're going to all kill each other out
Exactly.
to keep the rest of us from dying. Because what they found in these male Japanese cranes is when they showed up, they took on the chicks from the parents that had died or not gotten enough food, or from the females that could not survive the pregnancy because of lack of food or things like that. And so they basically were kind of the solution to the problem in the genome that was taking place, and it brought the population down to a level that was more normal. But there's still a few outliers to just kind of like keep things on track. So I go to science when it comes to stuff like this. Like, you look at the numbers and it's like, oh, that's what's going on. It's just basically God or goddess correcting something. So
yep,
but
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It's weird and weird and weird. But okay, yeah, never mind. I was going to go somewhere, and then my mind went for that little mini vacation that it does sometimes.
Yeah, Ketu Mars conjunction, guys. So
yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. All righty. So listen, if you guys have anything that you want us to read on, by all means, put it in. I've already started some questions. So, and yeah, we'll take a look. We'll toss some cards and see how things are going. So, anyway,
and
says,
Heather says, how interesting. I started having cranes and herons coming around me last year. Big time, powerful medicine. I have a heron that gives me one of his giant feathers every year for my birthday.
oh, nice.
I know. They're incredible, Heather. Enjoy that. I love them so much.
Beautiful. Yeah. And okay. Yeah, book says, I loved women's studies and ended up adding it to my social work master's. It was so much. Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a great class, because this is something you're reading stuff that you would never find normally in bookstores or in classrooms. You're coming across some of these incredible authors and going, why aren't they teaching more of these women and what they're writing? It's amazing.
I know. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okie dokie. All right. So I'm going to try, if I miss anybody who comes up with a question, I'm sorry. Okay, so we've got Ness who has a question. Love and energy read for the next 7 days from my member priority account that is closing soon. Oh, okay. All righty. And I'm going to go to the love cards here. Oh, you have 2 YouTube accounts. Oh, nice. Okay.
This one's calling to me.
Oh, nice, Patty D. Just for my master's degree, my study was aromatherapy in the classroom for learning and behavior.
That's cool.
Yes.
That is really amazing. I love that. Well, Ness, you're going through some drama. I can see that. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you have a recent tower moment, Ness? Maybe tell us, because that's... If not, there might be one coming.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh. Hmm.
No, she says no, but
Linda G picked the power as the card of the energy of the week. Okay, so Linda G picked up on that energy too. All right.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So there is a solution to it. So that's goodness. I just got a great card for your solution. So that's awesome. A couple of them, actually.
Okay.
Okay.
All righty. Do you want to go?
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
So I got the 8th house. This is what happened to my husband today when the car broke down in the parking lot. So this is the transformation card. This is the 8th house. It can represent chronic illness. It can represent tower moments. It's basically death and rebirth. Focus on the rebirth part of this because that's what this is all about. It literally says personal power, the mysteries of life, a major change. That's why I asked if you had any tower moment come up recently or any like something like that. I'm glad that Linda G picked up a little bit on that energy. I got that your world is going to be a little upside down because of this issue. Okay. So they're really asking you to act like a grown-up when this comes about. You know, this angel that's guarding the earth, it symbolizes the world, its people, and they don't owe us anything. Okay. We have to raise ourselves up and earn what we want. And that takes a lot of work. It starts with like really working on ourselves, working on those shadowy energies, especially when it comes to our spiritual development. So when this comes, don't make a huge deal out of it. They're saying that if you share what happened with a bunch of other people, your secrets can be shared. Okay. Because they're asking you to take responsibility for an area of your life that might have been neglected. That's what this Ketu Mars is showing us. Like Marina, it was the kitchen fire, right? For me, it was the car stuff, the battery dying in the car. So there's going to be something that you are going to need to draw your attention to. That's something that puts your world upside down a little bit. Okay, Ness? So the second card I got was really good. I got the Hermit, but it came up reversed. Okay. So you're going to need some help after this happens. Okay. Get out, socialize a little more. Don't take it on all by yourself. And they're also saying that acting superior or inferior is going to work against you right now. They're also saying don't defend yourself to people who aren't worthy of your energy or your presence. So there might be something in your environment there. But they're saying by not reaching out to others, you're not going to get the help you need. So this is a lesson to not take on everything yourself, is what they're saying. Reach out for help. And don't jump to conclusions regarding other people's behaviors right now, because they might be a little off given the energy, especially when Mercury moves into the Piscean energy, which is going to be for a while. So give yourself some time alone to carefully consider your situation before you act, but definitely ask for help. Okay, that's the main thing that they're saying. The Art of Affirmations card that I got for you is the Generosity card, and I love the Morganite in this card. You can look up that stone. I enjoy being generous. Those who are cheap are usually also petty and stingy with their love. Embrace the abundance of the universe is trying to give you by emulating it and giving of yourself, your time, and your resources. I think that's why I got the Hermit reverse. Start reaching out to people, establishing a community. You're not going to make a lot of friends and connections if there's not a lot of give and take, and that goes both ways. So make sure that you are receiving and giving equally, is what they're saying. That's the Generosity card, because that's what brings us a lot of the stability we need. Then I got Flash. This is when this is what happens when you're going to reach out for help. You're going to get a creative flash. And that's an inspiration that will come to you and quickly give you the perfect solution to your problem. But you're going to have to step out of yourself and ask for help, because that's what Spirit is encouraging you to do. I know it's only Tuesday, but Linda and I both get kind of these, and I didn't pick the Tower. I just heard it. So, and when I saw the 8th house, I went, that's interesting. But yeah, so that's the main energy I'm getting for you. I'm just excited to see what Marina has, but reach out to those friends.
Yeah. I started off with creativity as well,
Mm.
looking for ways to do things differently, looking and not thinking that if you give time to something that is creative, that you're wasting your time, because you're not. Okay, this is it's your time um, to create, manifest something that you want, in a way that maybe you would like to kind of you would like to see it come to fruition. I also got yin and yang, and that told me balance. There's um, need to find balance, and don't go don't go to the extremes. Try to kind of stay in the middle of the road. I also got soulmates, which is, yeah, looking for other like-minded people, reaching out to others that are either part of your circle or that you think you would like to have as part of your circle, to have them there. And then pulled some tarot cards, and it kind of explained it a little better. I got the strength card, in that um, you're strong enough that you know what needs to be done, and sometimes by sharing your circumstance, or sharing your story, or sharing your experience with someone else, it does you do kind of leave yourself a little exposed, but not in a bad way. That's when others can step in um, and help in those areas that you think maybe you're not so strong in. So now it's that Knight of Wands. Now is the time to take that chance. Now's the time um, to reach out, and even if you're chatting with people, and you can, if you feel like you want to share your story, now's the time to share your story with other people. And Seven of Cups, that goes right along with that. What Michelle was saying about you know being either one or the other. you know I can't remember what the word that you used, Michelle, but it's like, see things that you are involved in, see things that you're doing realistically. Don't be too harsh on yourself, but don't also let yourself slide either. So don't give into the illusion. And ultimately, yeah, Ace of Wands is new ideas. This is when you give into that creativity. That's when things you will answers will come to you like inspirations, right? You'll be respired. You'll be inspired. Okay, can you pull a yes or no card? I have a hunch of what it is. Well, let's see. Okay, yes or no card. Okay. Ah, I get the Hangman. Answer unknown.
I got
So
I got Uranus in the 4th house. It might have something to do with real estate. I'm not sure, or the mother.
yeah. Okay. So that's what I got, was unsure. Answer not known. So maybe there's
So it's supposed to be a
something else.
surprise. That's
Yeah.
what Uranus is. It's supposed to surprise you.
Surprise.
Yeah, that's what the Tower is. That's a Uranus card. So
Yeah.
you're welcome, honey.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know if anyone else has asked anything.
I think Willow did.
Yes, Willow loved
Okay.
it. Yeah, she would like an energy reading, please. Leo, Sun, Pisces, Moon, and Rising, North Node, and Virgo. You know
Okay.
your stuff, Willow love.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure if that's Western or Vedic, but Pisces moon and rising would point out to the highly empathic soul. If you are toward the beginning of Pisces in the Western, that would make you an Aquarian like me, which would make you very creative and innovative. North Node in Virgo. If it's in the sidereal Virgo, you're going to get hit by the eclipses this year, dear. If it is in Western, you got hit by them last year pretty hard. So, and the year before. So, let's see. South Node in Pisces. Oh, good. Okay. So, I did get some cards for you while Marina was going. Is that okay?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, the first one I got for you was I got Scorpio and Taurus. These are the nodes. Okay, like when I say this, they're 180 degrees apart. The nodes are always 180 degrees apart. So you are going through a profound period of developing your spirituality and paying attention to the way that you materially regulate your life. So they're having you work on, as you transform yourself spiritually on the deepest level possible, because Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. It's all about, you're working on past life stuff, my dear. It's going to improve your material situation the more that you learn. Okay. So, Cafe Astrology is Western. Okay. Unless you had it. So this would be your Western chart. Okay. I do both. So it's okay. Don't worry. But the main block I see for you, Willow, is I got the 7 of shells. This is the same as the 7 of cups. This is my card of illusions. Okay. You're not quite ready to step into new relationships yet because you're not really seeing them through the fog. And I know we talked a little bit previous. The fog is coming from your experiences with past people that weren't so great. Okay. So there are people that are going to come into your life that are going to distinguish themselves as the one or the savior or the answer to all of your problems. And they're con artists. Okay. So learn to separate what is real from what is an illusion. You know, women, we go through this when we date. Like it's just part of, like, it's a rite of passage that we all go through. And that's why we all talk to each other and give each other advice so that we don't have any unrealistic expectations for what we can expect. Okay. And especially if if we're idolizing someone, you've always got that girlfriend that goes, come on. Okay. So, so just protect yourself against unclear or wishful thinking, or you'll be kind of riding that emotional roller coaster all over again. It's going to bring about mood swings in your love life, and none of us want those. Okay. So your vivid imagination can really help you manifest love, but only if your intentions are really clear. Okay. So see the picture of what you want in your mind's eye and know what you can create because you deserve it. And this doesn't just have to do with relationships with other people and friendships. This has to do with your career. This has to do with every part of your life. You don't want to be living in an illusion because those can be dangerous. Okay. Now I saw the solution to this and I got that an opportunity could be coming your way. So you can allow yourself to be feeling really happy and upbeat. This is the 3 of Roses, the same as the 3 of Wands. So try to be adventurous, even if you're a little shy after going through what you went through. Okay. You need to become more aware of the opportunities to improve these areas of your life, especially the relationship department. Because a lot of, like you said, you're a Pisces rising and moon, and I've got my Western chart is closer to Pisces. And so you're an empath, honey, and you attract flies and butterflies. So it's important to really improve and work on discernment in this area, and just be aware that there are more people attracted to you than you think. And some are flies and some are butterflies, is what they're saying. So you may find an opportunity for romance, but they're saying it's going to be someone in your life that is going to be completely different from anything you've ever experienced. I went through it. And it was amazing. Okay. But I had to go through a lot of counseling, and I know you don't really trust anyone right now. I get it. But that's because they're asking you to balance this area of your life. Okay. And you don't want to be in that place again. So that's why you have to do the inner work. The man I'm married to now, I never would have chosen based on the old me. I had to do a lot of shadow work in order to get out of my own way. And I think that's why they're having you kind of walk that direction. Now, I got the heal card for you for the way through. And I love this because it's like a woman, it's like holding the Olympic torch. Okay. Because you're an Olympic athlete. You've been through the emotional Olympics. Okay, Willow love. So it says, I enjoy exercising my body and my mind. If you're lucky enough to be able to move your body in purposeful exercise and use your mind in free inquiry, you must do so or risk becoming inflexible, weak, or unhealthy in thought and action. So I think that's why I got that 3 of Wands. Exercise your mind, exercise your body. Try to inspire yourself to open your mind, your spirit, and your soul to just different ways of thinking and being. And you can do that by being more active and kind of like they're showing me it's like breaking up some of the sediment in there. It's going to break free of a few things. Okay.
Mhm.
I hope that was helpful.
Yeah, I get I get very much the same thing, and it's yeah. When you said you don't trust anyone, I thought, okay, yeah, that kind of reflects here in my cards. Um, I started off with the Nine of Cups. This is, kind of your view on things beforehand was, the you what you were looking for was um, something that was a little old fashioned. Okay, that you were looking for the safety, the love, the nurturing, all that kind of stuff. You really put your heart and soul into that relationship, and it kind of tore you apart. I get the Five of Pentacles and the Three of Swords. It really did. Um, well, it broke your heart and it did a number on you. Um, it's time to let go of that burden. Okay, that was then. This is now. In order to move forward, I do see that there is a King of Cups that is coming towards you. This is a beautiful energy, and I do agree with Michelle that this is probably going to be someone that you normally wouldn't take a look at. And it's really funny that sometimes we look at someone and we make a snap judgment based on how they look. And the more that we get to know them, the more that we swear that look changed. It didn't. It was the same look all along. It's just that you're looking at it through different eyes. You're looking at it through a different perspective. So um, this energy is waiting for you. You just unburden yourself of the responsibility of basically having made a bad choice, basically having kind of had, you you allowed the devil to come into your life. You believed what you were told, um, and you found out it was wrong. I get it, but that was then. This is now. You can move forward from that. You can forgive yourself for that and say, well, you know what? I didn't know then what I know now. If I had to do it over again, I would make different choices. Since I can't go back and change that, what I can do is accept it and say, I'm going to use this as a learning tool and I'm going to learn from it in the future. It doesn't mean to cut yourself off and say, no, never ever doing that again, because you're denying yourself this beautiful relationship, this person who just really truly wants to be part of your life, um, wants to be able to not take care of you, wants to be able to have great conversations and great laughter and just have a good life with you. So allow that to come in. That's what I get. So I hope that is helpful. All righty. Now, Book would like to know, can you give me a brief overview? Never had astrology chart done. All righty.
If I put you in the software, I could give you a brief one, but I did pull cards. So, and I will say, Book Bewitched, if I'm on StreamYard and I open my software, I could risk getting turned off. That's
Yeah.
what I like. So,
Yeah.
let me just, I'll go ahead and give you a reading if that's okay.
Yeah.
What I got, Book Bewitched, is I got Neptune in Aries for this energy. Um, and again, I could pull up your chart and just give you a full review right now, but it takes time. So you're always welcome to schedule a session with me if you really want to get in depth with it. But we've got Aries and Neptune here. Okay, so what this tells me is that you can see Neptune's eyes are fogged. That seems to be really, really common in the collective because Rahu, which is the North Node, is in sidereal Pisces. And so what that does is, especially if you are sensitive, if you've got a high EQ, if you're really reliant on your intuition more than the intellect, there's a little bit of fogging there. And what this tells me is Aries is all about our desires. It's also about how we enact our desires, so our inner warrior spirit. So there's something that you're not seeing here, or that someone's pulling the wool out of over your eyes in this area. Okay. So I asked for a little bit more here, and I got the 6 of gems. It was like, okay, so what is this person missing? The the good that you've done will come back to you in many ways, including through the actions of others. It's going to be amazing. So you've got some good stuff coming your way. There's going to be some agreements about financial matters and goals. There'll be kind of a mutual sharing of things. You'll be able to give to those who are less fortunate. And if you're in need, ask and it will be given to you. So they're asking you to look on the brighter side of life and to not focus as much on the more negative components, like to develop a new outlook is kind of what they're showing. And when I saw the Neptune and Aries, one of them just said, if you're spending a little too much time listening to the news or responding to violence, give yourself a little break. Okay. Just be thankful for everything you have, count your blessings, and just focus on good health and love right now, because you might have been taking on a little too much stress from the collective when I see the Neptune Aries energy. Okay. I asked, what are you becoming? For some reason that came into my head when I saw the astrology, and I got your part of your chart, part of your journey is you're becoming a goddess of illumination. Okay. This is what the main thing that your soul is learning. I am flexible and can adapt to the challenges of our now age. That tells me that you are a very strong spirit. You signed up for quite a lesson in this human birth. So it says, use this gift when information overload, constant change, and other aspects of the rapid pace of modern life threaten to overwhelm you. Modern conveniences have eliminated the cushion of time necessary to properly absorb and consider information and concepts. To achieve true knowledge and wisdom, you must take out time each day for quiet reflection. So what I'm getting is some of the things out in the collective are really stressing you out, honey, and it's causing some anxiety and things like that. And you got to give yourself a little bit of a break. But you are the goddess of illumination. You're paying attention to things around you. You're just maybe a little more in tune than others, and it could be affecting your health. Okay. So I asked for the solution, and I went to my creativity oracle. I got dream and I got innovation, which is perfect for picking a Neptunian card followed by Aries. So the dream here says, connect to your intuitive dream world for metaphors and symbols. So your guides are coming to you in your dreams and they're delivering messages. So maybe keep a little notepad by the bed if you have trouble remembering what you dreamt about, especially if it's in the middle of the night. Don't worry about it making any sense. Like sometimes it's like, I'll have a dream and I'll just be like, and I'll just go back to sleep. And sometimes I can read it and sometimes I can't, but just give yourself a little bit of a help in the morning. And then I have the innovation card, and I love the little cat here. And it says, have fun and experiment, inventing something that surprises and has never existed before. So they're showing you something new in your dream world that is going to help kind of break through this stagnant, dark energy that you are fighting when you watch the news, when you see a lot of the, there was one thing that RuPaul said today on The View, and he said, don't be afraid to look into the darkness, but don't stare at it. So yeah, don't be afraid to look into the darkness, but don't stare. It'll suck you right in.
Yes.
So, and there is something that your guides are delivering to you in your dream world that is going to help a lot of people. So if you're able to kind of get out of that stuck kind of dark energy, it's going to open that door, that window, however you want to see it. Okay, book Bewitched. Hope that was helpful, honey.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, my cards do mirror what Michelle said, and that is I started off with the 8 of Swords, and what that told me was that you have broken the bonds. You have taken the steps necessary to get yourself out of that Eight of Swords kind of feeling trapped situation. And you've done it with a good deal of strength and temperance. Okay. Um, hey, Thomas, nice to see you. Then I go with temperance, is that you know how to balance things out so that you can you're very much a realist in that you can see how things are, um, and you can almost kind of be um, unattached to it in a way, if that makes any sense. That you could review the situation and see what is happening, see what is going on without putting too much emotion in it. You can be more realistic. I also get that the Four of Swords, and that's kind of what tells me that yeah, you can in the stillness, you can see things as they really are in the stillness, and you're able to provide people things that they need, and you're very good at picking up what it is that is going to motivate someone. Six of Pentacles, this, whenever I see this card, I always think, kind of each according to his need, and that you are able to provide that for someone who might need a little more attention right now at the moment. You're able to give that, and you're just able to be a lot of things for a lot of people in so many ways. I also get the Chariot, and that things are things are changing for you. You're looking at doing things differently. You're looking at kind of making those decisions that are going to serve you more than they're going to serve anyone else. You're recognizing that, yeah, now that you've let go of the Eight of Swords, now that you've let go of kind of feeling trapped, that you're going to do things you want to do, and you're going to do things your way, and unapologetic about doing things your way. And that's good. I I like that for you. I really do. So yeah, it's Pentacles. Yes. Oh, perfect. Perfect. All righty. And okay. Jess Re says, may I have a message from my angels and spirit guides for the month of March, please and thank you. Absolutely. Okay.
Well, the goddesses love you. So, because my goddess deck just went me and then went, whoosh. So they want you
Yeah.
focusing on your career. I got 10th house. So there's something regarding the career that they really want you to focus on. Oh, hi, Scott. Good to see you, honey.
Hey, Scott.
And so I said, what's the main area of the career that needs to be worked on? And what's interesting, Jess, was I got the King of Shells reversed. Now, when this guy comes up reversed, he's a little too young and self-centered to be a leader. But he is really creative and intuitive, but he's a little full of himself. And usually people that are in or around this energy, they can give into intoxicating substances, which cloud the way that they present themselves. So if you're feeling, if you're in and around a person or energy that's confused and unclear about their vision, if they don't know, like, how do I say this? If their mind is somewhere else, so to speak, or they're stuck in the past, you'll kind of want to avoid this way of thinking and this way of being. Oh, this is the Enchanted Love Tarot book Bewitched, but I apply it to multiple areas of life. So, because one of my mentors is Monte Farber, and he's just, yeah. Anyways, he makes really good decks. But basically, when this comes up reversed, it tells me that, like, this is a visionary person whose psychic gifts begin to burden them. Okay. They can read people and omens really skillfully, but they use their creative powers to realize their visions as though they're like almost tired of being a counselor. So there might be some burnout in this area. Um,
Mm.
this is kind of a strengths, gifts, a good time to tune in. It shouldn't be lorded over others. Repressed emotions such as paranoia, insomnia, panic attacks can like crop up unexpectedly or at inappropriate times. Um, it's all right not to get involved with other people's problems. Just don't upset them. If there's like some unstrike, if there's anyone in and around your environment that's a little high strung, or they may not be able to give right now or accept love or give advice right now. Okay, so that's the energy I see around you that was just kind of like, pay attention to this and don't let it absorb your energy, especially when it comes to getting involved with your career. This could be someone in the workplace or someone involving the way you work. Because I said it had to do with career. Okay. So I asked for a little bit of a solution for you, and I went to my Art of Affirmations, and it says, I have faith in a future I cannot see. So use this gift when you were worried or anxious. Okay. So if you're feeling like a little bit of the King of Shells upside down, this happens to my husband all the time. That's my card for him. And when I get that upside down, it's like, okay, he needs like a self-care day. He needs to like take a step back and not do too much today emotionally. So these feelings are usually
Yeah.
caused by our attachment either to a particular outcome or wanting to know exactly how things are going to turn out. Though oracles can predict events with enough clarity to be helpful, we have the power to change our future. How many of your past worries never came to pass? So the things that you're worrying about, the things that you're carrying around, let them go. Let them go with the flow. Know that you're an infinite being and don't let them kind of steal your joy or affect your work balance. Okay. So then I went to my goddess deck and I got a bunch of solutions from the goddesses. The first one I got was Cardelia. Go outside, spend some more time in nature. You have been indoors for too long. It's time to get outside and get some fresh air. When my husband's not thinking straight or his brain's just not working, I'm like, let's just go for a walk. Let's get some fresh air. Let's go for a walk in nature. Let's just take a break. And we work together. So we have to remind each other to kind of like slow down. Okay. So that's what Spirit's telling you there. You're working through a lot of past life issues. That's why you're feeling some of the anxiety around this piece. Okay. Isis
Mhm.
can help you there, but the situation involves your past life memories. Isis is a beautiful mother goddess. Okay. So that's there for you. So really lean on that. And then you need to start setting some healthy boundaries moving forward because Ishtar came out. Okay. And love yourself enough to say no to others, demands on time and energy. That could be some of the piece there that came from a past life that you're carrying into this life. And that could be in conjunction with that key to Mars. Mars is how we act around our communities and how we, like for instance, Mercury would be how we intellectualize the world, and Mars is how we act upon the world. And so what Ishtar is saying, like, look at your actions and are they in your best interest and the best interest of the people around you, and make sure that you're not draining yourself for the benefit of others. And then once you set those boundaries, they want you to start delegating. I got Green Terra. So ask others, including me. That's Green Terra. Oh, one of the most beautiful Terras I've seen. Heather has one. Yeah, she's shown it on her show a few times. It's beautiful. But it says, ask others, including me, to help you instead of trying to do everything yourself. And so I got that King of Shells reversed, and how you see how all of that tapped in. Set some boundaries, start delegating. Don't take on everything yourself. When it comes to your emotional needs, make sure that they're being met before you, for lack of a better term, put the mask on yourself before you put the mask on the child in the plane. Okay. You got to make sure that you're addressing your needs, because if something happens to you, it could all fall apart. And they're saying when you do tell someone that you need help and you give them an assignment, don't just say, oh, I'll do it because I'm better at it. Let them do it. Give them the space to learn. That happens to a lot of women, including me,
Mhm.
where it's like, you know what? I did it with my husband the other day. It was like he was unloading the dishwasher, and I saw the way he was doing the bowls, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to redo all of that. And so we just keep the bowls out on the counter. So, and I did it myself. And then he's the sweetest guy ever. He came over and took a photo. So he would remember. I know. The cups. So like if you have people do things for you and you tell them, oh, I just let them do it, and then give them that space and it will work out. So
Yeah.
yeah, I hope that was helpful, Jess Re.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. Absolutely. And um, again, yeah, very much what I picked up on as well. And that is, yeah, kind of being, it's like you're the lightning post for everyone around you. Okay? They're just kind of gathered gathered round and just bear with me on this. I get the tower moment. And that's not your tower moment. It's other people's tower moments, other people's things that they are having to deal with, that they just kind of show up and dump at your feet and say, let me know when it's fixed. And then they walk away. And the problem is, you do, you fix it. You get in there and you work things out and you fix it. And especially in the work environment where someone makes a mistake, you spot the mistake, you've already mentioned to them a few times in the past that it's a mistake, and they haven't done anything with it. So you see it and you go, oh, for God's sake, and you fix it rather than leave it and let them take responsibility for what it is that they've done. Because as long as you're doing things for them, there's no need for them to do things for themselves. None at all. There is no consequence to them doing things wrong. So even though it ultimately it may be a little bit of an infringement on your workflow and your work life, let other people's mistakes be their mistakes, not your mistakes. Let them answer for it instead of you covering it up, fixing it, and then mentioning, oh, you did such and such, and but it's okay, I fixed it. Doesn't teach them anything. And they see you as very much the magician. Anything that needs to be done, oh, Jess will do it. Yeah, just go over there and give it to Jess. The thing is, when you do that, when you're fixing things for everybody else, you take away their learning opportunity. And you don't want to do that as hard as it is. And it's kind of like, if you have a child, that that child is going to go at some point in their life, they're going to go through a heartbreak. And you do everything that you can, but you can't prevent that. That's something that they have to go through. Let other people go through their own things as well. Let them learn through their own mistakes. And I also pulled from the witch's cauldron, and I got the forests, and that is see things from a bigger perspective. That see it in terms of you are when you allow people to take ownership of what it is that they have done, you're allowing them to grow. You're helping them to grow. Um, they may not like you very much in the beginning, but ultimately it's going to be for their own good, right? That's why we tell children what the boundaries are. We tell them when they have to be, what the curfew is, and all that kind of stuff, right? They don't like it, but they appreciate it. So I think, and the one message that I kept getting for you was, no is a complete sentence. It doesn't require an explanation. So, Jess, can you blah, 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 blah? No, that's all. And then just, yeah, walk away. And yeah, I'm the bad guy right now. Yes, exactly. And it's okay. It's okay to be the bad guy. Let people learn on their own. That's the kindest thing that we can do for them. So I totally get where you're coming from. Believe me. So I hope that that's helpful, Jess. Okay. And Sherry says if there's time, she would like an energy reading.
You got it. I was wondering who
Ah,
this was for. I got great cards for Sherry.
oh, good, good.
I
And
did.
Yeah. Jess Re, you're not some don't worry about hurting somebody else's feelings. You're not being cruel. You're not being mean.
That's what the
Right?
boundaries are for.
You're being, yeah, that's what boundaries are for. You can say,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Jess, would you like to do this? No, thank you. That's it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
Sorry, I
Oh,
interrupted you for sharing.
oh, no,
Yeah.
no, you're not. I'm having so much fun. Thank you, Marina.
Oh,
This is
good.
great. I'm reading the chat and it's really fun. Okay. So I got fourth house in Taurus. This is really good. They love the changes that you're making to your home environment. And if you're thinking about making changes or doing something revolving the home, your guides are 100% on board with this. This is the fourth house also represents the mother, what makes us feel safe. It's the womb. It's what makes us feel secure. And so in Taurus is all about that savings account. It's our material world. And so they're asking you to really focus on this area, like real estate, savings account, that kind of stuff is what they have you focusing on. Okay, Sherry. So I asked for a little bit more information on that, and I got great cards for you, which made me happy because whenever I get cards regarding money, I'm like, oh my gosh. So I got the Four of Roses. This is the same as the Four of Wands. This is an indication of, something long and happy is coming your way. It could be a long and happy home. Um, there is there's a lot of love or gratitude associated with this card. It's all about respect given in equal measure. It's a card of contracts. I call it my marriage card, but it's a card that a very good omen is coming your way. Okay. So it indicates that an important date is approaching. So appropriate words or gifts or tokens of appreciation should be exchanged to honor what you've worked so hard to accomplish. Um, uh, this celebration is it's like a little party, and it's about sharing good fortune with those that you care about. So this is the party that they're bringing up, and they're showing you, and you're around like-minded people, and it's a really beautiful get together. Okay. So I asked a little bit more about what this particular engagement would look like coming your way. And I got the Three of Gems. So it's something to do with your work and your career efforts, where you want to kind of take your career where that is. So they're being blessed. Your work is being blessed through this card. So they're saying accept invitations that are supportive for your career and your ambitions, um, and just establish and maintain them as they come. And they're saying that mutual support will allow you to grow further in your career. So teamwork is a really important factor for you moving forward. And they're saying it's a really good time for you to seek advice or counsel from a friend, uh, to share techniques, solutions, and business aspirations with them. So just getting around like-minded people and just really talking about how you would like to see things manifest. How would you like to see them constructed in your life, career-wise? And this is kind of like you could be owning your own business at the end of this. Okay. So share your business aspirations with other people and then allow them to support you, is what I'm getting. I found two blocks in this process. Hurt and anger. Okay. They're together, whether we're crying or we're a little rage filled. Okay. So there's something that you're still kind of holding on to that they brought up that you need to release. And this could be because of the Ketu Mars conjunction happening today. We're all being asked to release, some part of ourselves, or just pay attention to an area of our life. But it says, welling up from pain, sorrow, and regret, tears bring much needed release for feelings too strong to hold on to inside. Something that crying is a sign of weakness, but tears promote health both mentally and physically. So if there's something that's been kind of creeping up, just have a good cry about it. Let that stuff go. Release it. It feels so good to just let it out. Okay. Don't hold it in. Okay. Because that leads to stuff. And then go out and play a little more. Okay. The purpose of life is to be happy. Play. If you don't agree, then you really need more playtime. Children live and learn by playing, and the child within us needs to live, that still lives and needs to play every day, or else we'll feel deprived and act out inappropriately. So make sure to go out and play. I know you go to your son's concerts and things like that, but I'm talking about doing something that you really, really enjoy doing. Okay. That just gets that creative fire going, that brings out that inner child. Okay. It could be as simple as like getting a mandala coloring book or something and just doing something like that. Okay. I asked who you were because I know who you are, and I'm really excited to read with you on Saturday. It's going to be so much fun. I asked who you're becoming, and as far as your practice goes, and I got the protector. and she's got these beautiful butterfly wings. You've been through so much transformation. You've gone through, you know, upheavals, joys, sorrows, so many things in your life that you can be a protector for others, especially the young ones who are just like swimming without a life raft. Okay. I
Mhm.
respect people's boundaries and I require the same for them. One of the biggest things that I see in especially the collective right now for the Gen Zs and the younger millennials is they're really struggling with those boundaries because they're in a generation where they haven't been respected in their careers. They haven't been respected as or given the opportunities that other generations have had, and you can teach them those appropriate boundaries and vice versa with that. So I can kind of see you working with those people, and they're teaching you something, but remember that you're also teaching them, and you're teaching them to protect themselves. So I hope that was helpful, honey, and it's so good to see you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know, one of the things that I forgot to mention in the very beginning is don't forget, you guys, like, share, subscribe. I'm about 28, 29 away from reaching 2,500. Really, really would like to get there. So make sure that you do the like, share, subscribe. I have got Michelle's information down in the description of the video. So make sure that you go over to her channel, do exactly the same thing over there, and leave a comment after the show. It really helps with the algorithms, and it really helps us to get our message out in front of more people who are they're looking for what we have to say. They just don't know how to find us. So help them find us. So yeah, Sherry, um, what I got for you was, yeah, there's some nostalgic things that are coming up that all of a sudden are preoccupying your time, um, and they're bringing up an awful lot of emotion um, for you. That's not a bad thing. It's okay um, to give in. It's okay to give in to that nostalgia. Just know when to walk away. Just know when you can say, okay, um, I've had enough of the visiting in the past and visiting that part that I can no longer control, that isn't mine. So um, it's pointing out that what you're missing when you kind of look back with the nostalgia, with the Six of Cups, is not only the things that you have to walk away, like the Four of Cups, but it's also pointing out your strength, where it is that you're not giving yourself enough credit for being strong enough to handle things, for being strong enough to endure things and come out on top at the end of the day. So you're not don't don't be too harsh on yourself. And sometimes I you can really get into that harshness, but don't. You're more than that. I also pulled, from the oracle deck. I got the witching hour. And this one says favorable circumstances. So things are going to change. Things are, as you walk away from this funk, for lack of a better word. Okay. Um, so yeah, things are going to change for you in a very, very positive way. And then I got as above, so below. And this is manifestation. So what it is that you want is available to you. It is but literally a breath away. You just have to conceive it, believe it, and you will achieve it. So I hope that resonated, Cherry. I love doing that for you. That was just wonderful. So, and thank you everyone, for we are at 1 hour 19 minutes. Thank you for spending your evening with us. I really enjoyed this, Michelle. It was so much fun. And yeah, it's It's lovely.
Yes, thank you
Uh,
so much. This is great. I love reading with you.
you don't think yourself strong, connected? Yeah, yeah. Yes, I love reading with you as well, and it amazes me, and it amazes me that it amazes me that so often our cards will have the same kind of meaning and outcome and so on. And just very quickly, Ness was asking, yeah, is the Tower ever a good card? Um,
The
the,
star
the
comes after the tower. So
yeah,
yes, there's always the star after the tower. Even though you're naked and you're feeling a little vulnerable, you can always lean on spirit. And if we
yeah,
don't have tower moments, we don't let spirit in.
yeah. So it's, could it be like, could a Tower moment be something like I think you had mentioned earlier, Ness, about, could it be like a wonderful job thing coming in? Mm, not necessarily, um, but it's never a,
It's not a good card. It's just this drama. So
yeah, it's all a matter of how you're going to take it. Is the cup half empty or half full?
I see it as a good thing because it's taking something out of your life that shouldn't have been there.
Yes.
It's a bunch of dramatic, yucky, ugh, and it's just like for how this is what they're giving me. It's kind of like if you put something in an aquarium and it makes your fish sick. Wouldn't you want to take that out of the aquarium? Just get it out of there. It's bad for your environment. It's bad for you. It's
Yeah.
not helping you with your growth or your evolution. And it really hurts when it goes. But then there's the star on the other side of that. And you might be feeling a little vulnerable and hurt, but then you have a whole new basis from which to grow yourself. I pulled the
Mhm.
tower during my divorce. I pulled it during when I knew I was going to lose my job.
Yeah.
Last year, it's like I saw Saturn going direct on my moon in my 10th house, and I told my husband, "I'm gonna lose my job on this day." 3 days later, I lost my job, and so we were prepared for it, and I knew it was gonna be drama because my boss had an eclipse on his birthday, and so it was just like I just saw everything
Yeah.
and he was going through a Saturn return, and so I just looked at I'm like, "If this doesn't happen, I'm leaving astrology," because it
Yeah.
was just so much in your face, but it's ended up to be a good thing because in the 3 months that I've been laid off, I have just to let you know, I'm an SEO specialist, which is search engine optimization. I have been taking AI courses, not only in digital,
Yeah.
uh, images. I've been making my own deck and things like that with it, but I've been using it for work. I used to write an average of 25 articles a day per client. And it took me all day to write these articles and do the photos and format them and do everything. I can now do 8 hours of work in 25 minutes. Because I had 3 months off to study and learn these new programs. And so, yeah, it was a tower moment. It sucked. It was stalking me as far as my 10th house all month, but it was a good thing. I got the star on the other side. I'm feeling a little vulnerable. Thank you, God, for my savings account. But I can now take on more clients because I have access to these programs and I have an understanding and grasp of them. So it
Yeah.
sucks when you're going through it, but it's for your best in the end. It's kind of like Uranus. He
Yeah.
shakes up our lives in order to improve them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. There is always a reason behind the the Tower and a Tower moment. Always a reason.
yeah.
Sometimes we don't know what it is until after, when we can look back and say, "Oh, okay, that's why it happened." Sometimes it doesn't feel very fair when it comes. It doesn't feel fair at the moment. When you look at it in hindsight, you can say, "Ah, okay." So yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Um, there is always something much better after a Tower, and it's necessary.
Mhm.
It's very, very necessary. So anyway, hope that helps, Ness. And thank you for spending your evening with us and for the questions and everything. I love the way that you guys interact with each other, and you're kind and loving and helpful towards each other, and I think that's what this community is all about.
It
So,
is.
and Michelle, it fantastic. And I get to join you on your channel tomorrow.
Yay! I'm so excited. We're gonna have so much fun. And then I get to be
Totally.
with Sherry on Saturday and Allie on Sunday. So busy week.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Excellent. Alrighty. Well, you all take care. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Do the YouTubey thing and whatnot. And yeah, we will see you later. Take care. Love y'all. Bye.
Take care. Love you guys.